So today, Bethesda has officially revealed the Fallout 76 stress test in an official blog post. We're going to go over how you can enter this test. Yes, it's going to be happening ahead of the beta on October 13th for anyone that's on Xbox One or is also an Xbox Insider. I'm going to tell you how you can become an Xbox Insider if you want to. So we got a lot to go over. And then I'm going to talk about Pete Hines and his new responses about the beta, because you guys still have some questions about the stress test, the beta, and a lot of other questions. So we're going to go over those as well. But welcome back, my fellow Vault Dwellers and Wasteland Wanderers, to Open World Games. Let's do this, shall we? So let's go straight into the fact right now. You can find that in the description below, of course. It says Fallout 76 stress test fact. Today, we're excited to announce that we're teaming up with Xbox Insider to give some players who pre-ordered Fallout 76 on Xbox One a chance to break it even earlier. Check out our fact to find out how you can have a chance to be selected to help out with the stress test. Alright, so let's go to that fact, shall we, and go over this one by one. So it says, what is the Fallout 76 stress test? It says the Fallout 76 stress test is a smaller timed stress test happening in North America, which will help us get ready for the beta. That is a bummer that's not available, overseas and internationally for sure. And then it says, when does the stress test start? The first Fallout 76 stress test will begin on Saturday, October 13th. They go on to say who to follow, of course, Bethesda Studios and Fallout, to learn what time the stress test will start. The schedule will also display in-game on the start screen. So it sounds like they're going to be running this much like the beta, in that it will be run during certain time of the day. So you're going to have to look out for those announcements, I believe. Okay, so next up we have, is the Fallout 76 stress test the beta? And they say no, they are two different things. Unlike the beta, the Fallout 76 stress test will be under NDA, and your progress during the stress test will not be saved. So you got to keep your mouth shut going into this stress test, and you're going to be signing a NDA. Next up we have is the stress test, the full game. Now, the stress test is an early version of the full game. However, it is not the same version that will be used for the beta or launch. So this is an even earlier build than what we are getting with the beta. So expect, of course, those bugs and stuff like that as well. So just keep that in mind if you are picked for the stress test. Also, it says, will my progress character carry over to the beta and launch? And they say no, as this is not intended for release. There will be character and progression wipes that occur. No progress will be saved. So for the stress test, that's a no on that question. However, for the beta, you will be able to carry your progress over into the full game, which is going to be really, really cool, because the beta is basically the full game, which surprised me. That's pretty cool that they're doing that. All right, let's keep going, shall we? So let's go into some more questions and answers. The next question is, how do I get chosen for the Fallout 76 stress test? Will anyone who pre-order get in? And the answer is nope. The Fallout 76 stress test is a smaller timed stress test hosted by the Xbox Insider program. If you have pre-ordered Fallout 76 on Xbox One, either digitally or physically, and you're on Xbox Insider, you may be selected for the Fallout 76 stress test. So this is available to those of you that are on Xbox One, have the game pre-order digitally or physically, and you have to also be an Xbox Insider. So you have to meet, of course, those three requirements there. Next up, we have, how do I become an Xbox Insider? So that's what you guys are wondering. Becoming an Xbox Insider is easy, Simply install the Xbox Insider Hub app on your Xbox One console and follow the steps here. Again, links in the description below. Now, it goes on to say, I pre-ordered the game on Xbox. How will I know if I am selected for the stress test? So it says if you pre-order Fallout 76 digitally on Xbox One, log into your Xbox One with the account used to pre-order, download the Xbox Insider Hub app from the store, launch the Insider Hub, and look for Fallout 76 stress test under the Insider Content tab. If you see it, you can participate. Click join, accept the terms of use, and you'll be brought to the store to install the game. Now, if you pre-order the physical version of Fallout 76 on Xbox One, log into Bethesda.net account to see if you received a token to redeem on your Xbox. So it's pretty simple. All you have to do is go to the store, download that Xbox Insider app, just, search it on the Xbox store, and then, agree to the terms and stuff like that, and wait to see if you are selected. Remember, you have to have Fallout 76 pre-ordered, to do this, of course. Next up, we have, do I need an Xbox Live Gold account to participate in the stress test? And yes, of course, you will need that subscription to Xbox Live Gold. That makes total sense, of course. Next up, we have, will my progress and character carry over to the beta and launch? And they say, no, this is not intended for release. Of course, we did just go over that, but they went over it again in the FAQ as well. Again, it's cool that the progress will carry over from the actual beta, though. Next up, it says, what territories can participate in the stress test? Again, it's going to be only for North America and in English only. That's kind of a bummer, of course. I wish it was, in UK, overseas, and elsewhere. But that's just the way it's going to be for now. Will the stress test be under NDA? Yes, again, it is going to be under NDA. That means you cannot stream it, post screenshots, or create content from the Fallout 76 stress test. I don't even know if you could say that you're in the stress test. That might also be another thing as well. I imagine that if you're playing this version of Fallout 76, probably will just be called like an untitled game on your screen, so no one knows that you're in it. So yeah. Next up, we have, I pre-ordered Fallout 76 on PlayStation 4 or PC. Can I still be selected for the stress test? And the stress test is only accessible in North America on Xbox One, but PlayStation 4 and PC players who have pre-ordered the game, again, will be able to participate in the beta on October 30th. So you can get more information from that beta FAQ as well. I highly recommend, again, reading this beta FAQ. I know I've told you guys to read it before, but seriously, there's some stuff in there that you should definitely check out and know before going into this beta, so you aren't caught off guard about certain things. Because if you pre-ordered it in a certain way, there's certain things that you do have to do in order to ensure that you get into this beta. Alrighty then, let's go ahead and go to Pete Hines' responses about the stress test, and much more. Let's dive in right now. So, Toxic Kitten says this, hey Pete, why does Xbox get the stress test then a week early when it was said that people who pre-ordered would have a chance to get into the stress test? No console restrictions were said. I feel like I'm paying the same for less, so how is this going to work for PC and PS4? Pete Hines says, what we promised was beta access. That's what everyone gets. Outside of that, if the team felt they needed other tests, we're going to do that. We may do them as well on other platforms or not. Whatever they need to prepare for the beta and launch. So there's his answer on that. Again, it's such a bummer because I know a lot of you guys are stuck on PS4 and PC, of course. But it seems like they have some sort of deal with Microsoft as well. Perhaps. Now I'm curious to see down the road, and this is me speculating right now, if we'll see some sort of content releasing early on Xbox One, because it seems like they have some sort of deal again with Microsoft. Alright, so next question is from Yusuf, who says, so the other day my friend said he can't get Fallout 76, and he asked me if there are friend codes to the beta that you can give to your friend so you can play together, and that got me wondering if there are any. So my question is, are there friend codes? And I think this was similar for, Far Cry 5? I think they had something similar. And Pete Hines responds a simple no. So that's not going to be something that's happening with this stress test or beta for Fallout 76. All right, let's talk about more exploits. It's a big concern in the community is PvP being exploited. And this was the concern from Mitchell. He says, hey dude, I just bought the game. You're level 100, so can I kill you for caps? Yeah, sure, let me go drop my junk. After you kill me like 5 times, you'll have like 2,000 caps. And he says, thoughts, thanks Bethesda and 76 team for reading. P. Hines responds saying, I imagine folks will come up with exploits and the team will have to monitor to figure out which ones need addressing. And I'm also wondering if they will, consider temporarily banning certain players, kicking them, or something like that. Because I know GTA Online had to do that. Rockstar did have to take control of certain glitches, hacks, and everything that was going on with GTA Online simply by banning people. So that's something that they're going to have to consider down the road. All right, you know what time it is. Time for top comments. We have one top comment this time. I wanted to go over that one. It is from the Fallout New Vegas video I did recently. So the rumor is Microsoft is ready to obtain Obsidian Entertainment, who of course created Fallout New Vegas and Knights of the Old Republic 2, and there were some interesting responses. So this was the top one from Stoge the Wanderer. I hope I got that right. He says, even if they do purchase Obsidian, they have to purchase the Fallout ID in order to create games in the Fallout series. I'm nearly 100% sure Bethesda won't give up that easily, and you're absolutely right. So, of course, Bethesda has gone on record previously stating that they plan to keep the Fallout franchise in-house from here on out, that they aren't going to have any third-party developers helping them with their game at all going forward. So it looks like, Obsidian Entertainment. I'm going to take a guess here. Tell me if this sounds interesting as a guess. I've heard rumors that Microsoft is working on a massive Fable game, like Fable 4. And I personally think that they're going to tag team, in time at least, with Playground Games, the guys that made Forza Horizon 4, and work on this Fable 4. The rumor is Playground Games is already working on it. But I think it makes total sense to bring in a studio that is already recognized for RPGs and stuff like that to help with a AAA RPG on Xbox One or even the next Xbox. But we'll see what happens with that. Let me know what you guys would like to see from Obsidian Entertainment. Guys, there it is. The latest happenings again around Fallout 76. Thank you so much for all the comments and love on the videos. And let me know if you get into the stress test as well. I'm very curious to see how many people get in. Remember, subscribe, smack that bell notification icon if you are new. Welcome to the nuclear family. Welcome to Open World Games. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Stay tuned for more Fallout 76 and Open World Gaming goodness. And I will see you guys next time. And in the wasteland, take care.